Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about how to analyze a fix and flip deal. Analyzing the deal is crucial in house flipping, and I'm going to share with you the 3 steps it takes to get the numbers right. Make sure you watch until the end because I'm going to walk you through the deal analyzer that I personally use. If you like the content, please subscribe and share with your friends. The first step in deal analysis is to determine the after repair value, and we do that by looking at comparable sales in the area. There are a few different ways to determine the after repair value. If you're working with an agent, you can ask them to run a CMA, comparative market analysis. If you don't get help from an agent, it's also easy to do this yourself on Redfin or Zillow. On Redfin, once you put in an address, you'll get to the property page. I'm using a house that I've recently looked at as an example. If you want to check it out with me, the address is 447 Sequoia Avenue, Redwood City. On the property page, scroll it down a little bit to see the map of the surrounding area. And there are a few recent sales marked as A, B, C, D, E, F. You can also use Zillow to do the analysis as it gives you more data point. On Zillow, again, put in the property address and it will take you to the property page. And then you need to close this property page window to get to the map. All these yellow dots are the recent sales in the area and you want to compare them to the subject property. The most important factors to compare are the size of the home, number of bedroom and bathroom counts, and the school district. In terms of the size of the home, you want to be looking at comparable sales that are similar in square footage of the subject property, maybe within 10% plus or minus. The subject property is 1,800 square feet, so the comparable sales that we're looking for should be between 1,620 to 1,980 square feet. Since the house has 3-bedroom, 2-bath, the comparable sales we're looking at should have 3-bedroom, 2-bath as well. On the property page, if you scroll down towards the bottom, there's a section telling you the schools serving this home. So you want to make sure that the comparable sales have the same schools. For this exercise, we also want to pay attention to the condition of the comparable sales, because we're trying to determine the after repair value of the house. We want to look for comparable sales that have recently been remodeled, so the condition of those will be similar to the condition of our flip after all the work is done. It's important to use comparable sales that are recent, especially when the market condition is changing. So on this Zillow map, you want to apply filter, click on more, and you can select the periods that you want to look at. I usually try to do 90 days to make sure the data I'm looking at is fresh. But if you can't find any good comparable sales in that period, you can also go out further. It's important to note that when you look back further, you want to make sure that you adjust the numbers according to how the market condition has changed since the comparable sales happened. In this exercise, I was not able to find any good comparable sales that are recent, so I had to go back further in time to 12 months and I was able to find 2 of them. One of the comparable sales I found was this 179 Santiago Avenue in Redwood City. The house is similar in square footage and has the same 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's in the same school district as well. The house has recently been remodeled, which you can tell from the really nice pictures, especially the kitchen and bathrooms are beautiful. So this house was sold back in April 2019 for $1.91 million. The other comparable sale is 339 Cerrito Avenue. It's the same 3-bedroom, 2-bath, similar square footage, the same school district, and the house was completely remodeled. It was sold for $2,050,000 back in May 2019. Based on my personal experience, I know the market didn't change that much from the spring of 2019 to March 2020. If anything, the market may have even improved slightly. But that was before coronavirus happened. Now with the virus and shelter in place, we definitely want to adjust the after repair value down. So I'm thinking at least a 5% adjustment, and maybe we even go to 10% just in case. With the comparable sales showing $1.9 million to $2 million, we're talking about an adjustment of almost $100,000 to $200,000. Both of these comparable sales are really good because they are so similar to the subject property. So which one do we use? My advice to you, in terms of the after repair value, when in doubt, always go with the lower one. A big reason why I did really well with my flips last year was because I always underestimated the after repair value. So when I put my houses on the market for sale, the final sale prices were much higher than what I originally estimated, so I had bigger profit margins. This works also really well if something happens in the market. This buffer will allow you to be well protected. The second step in deal analysis is estimating rehab cost. When you are new in the business without any experience, the best way to do it is to get a few contractor bids. You can schedule a few meetings with different contractors and discuss the scope of work. And afterwards, you can compare their bids and decide on the cost. You probably don't want to just go with the lowest bid because that will limit your options. In this episode, we talked about having a mentor guide you through your first deal, and this is definitely something that they can help you with too. In terms of estimating rehab cost, my advice to you is to always overestimate and budget at least a 10% extra for unexpected costs. The third step, once you have the after repair value and the rehab cost, you want to plug everything into a deal analyzer like this one. In the deal analyzer, you start by entering the after repair value. After that, the commission can be calculated. The standard commission is usually 5%, but that number depends on your agreement with the listing agent, so you can adjust it if needed. The closing cost on the purchase and sale on a house of this size is usually $5,000 to $6,000, so you can put that in there. And then there's insurance, utilities, staging, and other miscellaneous costs. On my average deals in the Bay Area, staging usually costs $2,500 to $3,000, and insurance is about $1,000 to $1,500. Utilities is usually about a couple $100, so I put in $4,500 in total in there. And then the financing cost depends on the terms you have with your hard money lender and the private money lender. In the Bay Area, I know lenders are charging beginners 9% interest and 1 point. That's why I put those in there to get the financing cost. Then there's rehab cost. For a house of this size, my estimate is $150,000. The last step is to play with the purchase price to get to your desired profit margin. I'm usually looking for at least a 15% margin on all the money invested into the deal. So in this case, to get to the 15% margin, we would have to purchase this house at $1.185 million. So these are the 3 steps to analyze a house flip. If you are interested in the deal analyzer, comment below with your email address so I can share it with you. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the like button below and don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. I post new videos on house flipping every week. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.